Hi everyone, my name is Ainsley, and I'm going to be talking to you with you guys today about my field experience for this semester. To start off with, my field experience was focused at the Mountain View Middle School. I assisted with PE classes and homework club. This is of interest to me because I'm wanting to go into coaching and sports psychology. Um, so I was assisting with reffing games, teaching new sports skills, goal setting, teaching proper technique for working out and connecting with encouraging students to be the best versions of themselves. With the homework club, this is an after-school program that the school has implemented in order to kind of help students who have fallen behind a little bit or need some extra assistance with homework or classes. We also provide assistance with organization and time management skills. As far as my personal reaction to this experience, I was pretty nervous going into it at first. I'd worked with students before, but never in a setting as never in a setting like just like a middle school. So it's a very new experience for me, but I enjoyed getting to know the students and discovering each of their personalities, especially with the gym classes, working with like 50 to 60 students at a time. So there was a lot of names to memorize and to get to know, but I enjoyed the challenge. I grew my confidence in myself and was able to really get outside my comfort zone. And I was at times was challenged to figure out how to teach different concepts to different students because everybody learns in different ways. And so identifying that and being able to grow in that way. I also got to practice a lot of empathy, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. So my original goals for this semester were to gain experience in the practice of empathy, learning how to communicate with adolescents effectively, and gain professional experience as a helper. So with empathy, learn to meet the students where they are, and also learn how and when to stop and listen. Sometimes in a school setting, when you're trying to keep everyone on track, you can't always stop what you're doing right then and there and talk to a student. So figuring out like, hey, like, how do you communicate that to them? I want to hear your story. Give me a couple minutes. We can come back and talk about it. Or um, identifying somebody that they can go and talk to. The school does have a counseling center, so if it is something that is of a more serious nature, we can always kind of walk them down there. As far as communicating with adolescents, uh, just learning when to be lenient, when to be stern, and how to present yourself in a professional manner, but also engaging with them in a way that you can all kind of get along. Um, and just learning how to deal with different age groups and different senses of humor and everything like that, especially with internet culture and everything today. So that was a very interesting skill set that I'm getting better at. And then as far as professional experience, it was very interesting working with a bunch of teachers and kind of getting to know them and see how like they all function differently. So how do my psychology coursework tie into this? Uh, I thought a lot about Erikson's psychosocial stages, especially like this comes up in a lot of different classes, but especially with this age group, I knew that I was looking into a lot of them are going through like industry versus inferiority and identity versus confusion. So they're learning more about themselves, they're growing in self-confidence and developing identities, which comes out a lot. You can see the kind of the different groups and them trying to figure out they're going to start pushing boundaries and knowing how to deal with that. With my counseling classes, we talk about like how to be a good listener and how to use empathy. So I definitely got to practice those skills again. And then just self-efficacy, which comes up time and time again in cognition, learning, and some of those sorts of classes, but identifying mastery experiences, social modeling, social persuasion, and psychological responses and figuring out how to get students to kind of believe in themselves and believe that they can do it, especially when you're challenging them. I feel like that we do a lot in gym classes where they're maybe not kind of used to it. As far as my faith influencing this, I thought about it, especially in a public school. Faith doesn't get brought into it explicitly a lot, but there's always love and service and patience and grace, especially when working with students who are pushing boundaries and are growing. You have to learn to allow them space for that, but um, also like having it for yourself and the learning process. For what's next, so this has kind of helped broaden the areas that I'm interested in working in. Initially was thinking mainly like high school, college, and adults, but I definitely would be interested in working with younger age groups. Um, I still don't know that I would want to work in the school system long term, but I did not dislike it. It was something I enjoyed. I just don't think it's exactly what I want to do like long term. I also I think this will help me going into grad school because a lot of the programs I'm interested in, they do a lot of internships with adolescents, working with adolescents. So I think it's an area for me to continue to grow. I will get to continue to work at Mountain View next semester, working with this kind of the same group of teachers. It'll be a different time slot. So I will be working with a lot more of the intramural classes. And I'm also going to get to assist with an integrated PE class for students with disabilities, rather that either like physical or mental disabilities. And I think that'll be really interesting and another area to get to grow in. But I'm looking forward to it, and I really enjoyed this semester, and again, looking forward to more.